Hey, welcome to this grounding yoga practice for nervous system regulation. This practice is great for anybody who has general anxiety, if you've been going through just a tough time recently, or maybe you just want to quiet your mind after being left undelivered for 2 days. I promise he's not worth your time, babes. So let's get started in a comfortable seat. Allow the eyes to close. Placing the hands on top of the knees, palms facing down. And we'll begin to inhale slowly through the nose and exhale out of the nose. Keeping our breathing slow and controlled. Keeping the awareness on the breath, we'll begin to slow the exhales. This just reminds our body that we are safe and allows us to move into our rest and digest system. Hands can stay on top of the knees here, or you can place one hand on the chest and the other on the belly to really feel the movement of the breath through the body. We'll begin inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just releasing control of the breath, allowing the hands to fall back down to the knees. We'll begin our movements by tapping over the face, just using the fingertips to lightly tap the forehead, tapping the cheekbones and the nose, tapping down to the jaw, across the lips, just tapping all over the face. This is waking up the nerves in the body that don't always get contact. Moving the hands down the body, tapping around the ears and down the neck. Taking it across the collarbones and then to the shoulders. Tapping across the chest. And we start to move down the arms, maybe taking the taps in circles. If you like, you can do more of a patting motion with the fingertips. Taking that down the arms. Making sure to get all sides of the arms. Again, just waking up the nerves in the body. Tapping the hands. And back up the other arm. Returning to the body as we tap down the torso, onto the waist and the hips, tapping the lower back, and anywhere you feel may need some extra attention. And then moving down the legs, tapping at the thighs. You can extend one leg and tap both sides, making sure you get all over the thigh as you move the taps down the calf. Again, just waking up the nerves here. Moving on to tapping the foot, I like to put my hands in a fist motion and almost punch at the feet. Again, just giving those nerves some attention before moving down the other leg. Again, patting all sides of the leg, all the way up to the hip, then down to the calf. Finally taking it to the foot, again tapping away with soft wrists, massaging through the sole of the foot. And then just releasing that tapping motion, coming back to our seated position. Taking a few breaths here. Taking a moment to just notice how the body feels, how the skin feels. Maybe you feel energy going through the surface of the skin that's not usually there. As we begin to come into our Sufi circles, rocking at the hips, moving the hips from side to side, just awakening the base of the spine, taking it in both directions. From here, allowing the movement to get bigger, moving through the lower back, again circling the spine around, and allowing the circles to get bigger and bigger as they come through the upper back. Yeah, maybe switching directions here. And then bringing the neck and the head into the movement. Feeling the circles ripple through the entirety of your spine. Allowing the body to be loose, to be free. And just allowing this movement to wake up the spine. And then taking it in the other direction. Again, there's no judgment here. You can close the eyes. Just allow yourself to really feel the movement through the body as we begin to slow the circles. Maybe the neck becomes less fluid, moving through the upper back and the shoulders. And making the circles smaller as they come through the mid-back, the lower back. And finally back down to just the hips until we find stillness. From here, transitioning into an all-fours position, checking alignment, shoulders stacked over wrist and hips over knees, as we come into a few rounds of cat-cow, rolling the shoulders back, gaze forward, inhale. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin to chest. Inhale, shoulders roll back, gazing forwards. And as you exhale, tucking the chin, gazing towards the belly button, rounding through the spine. Just continuing this at your own pace. Inhale into cow. And exhale to cat. And then taking this opportunity to have a little bit of fun with the movement, maybe rolling the hips in circles as you come through the cat-cow position, just feeling the spine move through all the directions, maybe making the movement bigger, taking it in the other direction. Really just allowing yourself to flow through the movement, maybe coming down into a cobra, pushing all the way back up to a child's pose. Really just allowing the body to be free and to move how feels good for you. Transitioning back through tabletop, tucking the toes underneath and lifting the hips to the sky, coming into downward facing dog, continuing to play with the movement here, coming through cow, maybe sinking back to child's pose and pushing all the way back to that downward dog. Just finding the movement through these spinal waves, allowing yourself to be playful with it, to find the movement that feels good for you and your body. And again, just letting go of any judgment. Gradually allowing the movements to soften back down, coming back to that cat-cow, maybe cow into child's pose. Just slowing the movements as we meet in child's pose. And taking a moment here to come back to the breath, finding that slow inhale for 4, feeling the ribs expand out to the sides, and exhale for 6. Again, in for 4, and out for 6. Just allowing the breath to be soft. And we'll come back through tabletop and shift the hips up into downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, maybe pedaling through the knees, warming through the backs of the legs. And on the next inhale, gazing forwards. As you exhale, slowly walk your way to the top of the mat, and we'll meet in a forward fold. Nice gentle bend in the backs of the knees as you allow the weight of the upper body to hang over the legs. Just taking a few breaths here. Maybe taking the opposite elbow in the opposite hand, just releasing the weight of the upper body over the legs, and option to find a gentle sway from side to side, releasing any tension in the lower back. Option to bring the hands to the earth. Again, just allowing the weight to really sink down. And then maybe walking the hands over to the right side of the body, finding a stretch through the left rib cage. Exhale through center as you inhale, walk over to the other side. Breathing here, feeling a stretch to the right side of the rib cage. And then returning to center, bending through the knees as we slowly roll up. Moving through one vertebra at a time, really taking the time here, feeling the movement through the spine as we come into our mountain pose. Shoulders roll back and down, gazing forward, palms facing forwards. Again, gentle bend in the knee and standing tall through the spine. On your next inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, and as you exhale, allow the hands to drop down by the sides. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. Really allowing the weight to just release in the arms. Reach and drop. Invitation to make this movement bigger. Maybe as we drop the arms, the upper body drops as well. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. Maybe making the exhales quite intense as you inhale, reach, and exhale out the mouth as we drop. Inhaling, reach up again, and exhale, release the weight of the upper body to the earth. Last time, reaching up to inhale, and as we exhale, sighing out through the mouth and folding to the earth. Next inhale, rolling up slowly, and we'll meet back in a mountain pose. Just taking a few breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Just taking a moment to observe, how does your body feel? Allowing the breath to slow, allowing the body to calm, as we heel toe the feet out to the edges of the mat, turning the feet slightly outwards. Grounding through the feet as we gently come into this knocking on heaven's door motion, just slowly rotating the upper body from side to side, allowing the arms to be loose, completely relaxing through the upper body. As the movement gets a little bit bigger, the arms swing from side to side. Maybe you start to feel the arms tapping on the back or on the hip. And again, allowing this movement to get even bigger, really releasing through the upper body, swinging the arms from side to side. This movement is great for lymphatic drainage. You can close the eyes and really just feel the spine ringing out. Again, there's no judgment, just make the movement your own. Make it as big or as small as comfortable. And then slowing back down as we gently come to a stop and meet back in mountain pose. Heel toeing the feet in slightly, shoulders roll back and down, and taking a couple breaths here. From here, we'll turn to face the short side of the mat, spreading the feet out bigger than hip distance apart, and we'll come into goddess pose. Inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky, bending through the knees and bending through the elbows, bringing both to 90 degrees, sinking into the hips and breathing here. Really squeezing through the glutes, squeezing through the inner thighs, maintaining a nice strong goddess. This pose is amazing for tapping into your inner strength. You can take the gaze to the sky to feel even more powerful, holding it here for a few more breaths, nice and strong through the legs, maybe sinking deeper, and then exhale, folding over into a wide-legged forward fold, maybe bending through the knees, bending through the elbows, just finding some gentle movement here as you stretch out the hamstrings. You can begin to shift the hips from side to side, releasing any tension here, and allowing the upper body to be heavy. Option to find a twist, taking the right arm to the left leg and opening the left arm up to the sky, gaze towards the left fingertips, breathing here. Trying to keep the hips level, and then taking it over to the other side. Left arm comes to right ankle, reaching the right arm up to the sky, breathing here. Again, keeping the hips level. One more inhale and exhale back to center. Heel toeing the feet in together and slowly sinking down into our Malasana, our yogi squat. You can keep the hands on the earth to support here. We'll bring the hands to center in prayer pose, staying active through the arms, pushing the legs away, and then squeezing back with the legs into the arms, staying nice and strong here. And again, coming back to the breath, inhaling for 4, and exhaling for 6. Good, place the hands on the earth. Transitioning through a kneeling position, keep the right knee grounded on the earth. As you place the right hand under the right shoulder, extend the left leg out long to the side, and inhale, reach the left arm up past the ear, staying here for a side plank or twisting the chest up to the sky, coming into our half wild thing. Lifting the hips up to the sky, staying open through the chest and breathing here. Embracing that stretch through the upper body, through the chest, staying nice and strong in the legs and the arm here, not allowing the neck to sink into the shoulder. From here, bringing the left arm across the body, and we'll sweep the arms over, bringing the right arm up, extended overhead, leaning over to the left side, breathing here. And then slowly sinking the hips down to the earth, keeping that right knee bent to the left leg. Inhale, reaching up and exhale, coming into our single leg forward fold. Breathing here, keeping both hips really grounded on the earth, and if you can, trying to keep a flatter lower back, so rolling those shoulders down and extending through the upper body as we fold over. And we'll remain here for a few breaths. Slowly rising back up to a seat, using your hands to help you transition back through a kneeling position, and we'll take that move to the other side. This time left knee stays on the earth, extend the right leg out long, place the left arm under the left shoulder and reach the right arm out up over the ear, maybe twisting the torso up to the sky, opening the chest for a half wild thing, and breathing here. Again, lifting the hips up to the sky, squeezing the glutes, opening the chest and allowing the shoulder to be strong, keeping it away from the ear. Breathing here. Good, sweeping the right arm down and across the body. We'll transition, lifting the left arm up to the sky, coming into a side bend here. And then coming back down to the earth, sinking the hips to the ground, keeping that left leg bent in. Inhale, reach, and exhale, coming into a single-legged fold on this side. Again, just returning to the breath. Inhaling for 4. And exhale for 6. Keeping that slow pace of breath and keeping the hips grounded on the earth. Slowly rising up on the next inhale. This time bringing both legs out long and shifting the hips back onto the mat as we slowly lower down to the earth. You can use your core here or just find a gentle way to come to lie on your back, keeping the knees bent. The soles of the feet are grounded on the earth. And we'll lift the knees in towards the belly as we reach towards the feet, coming into our happy baby. If you can't quite reach the feet, invitation to hold the backs of the thighs or the calves. And breathing here, pulling the feet down to the earth, maybe finding a gentle rock from side to side. Really opening the hips, releasing any tension held here. Invitation to extend one leg at a time, stretching through the hamstrings, and again just playing with it. There's no judgment, just finding the movement that feels good for you, listening to your body. Then maybe finding some stillness in this happy baby before releasing the feet and hugging the knees into the chest, bringing the head up towards the knees. And then we'll take a twist over to the left side, bringing both knees down to the left and extending the right arm out to the side, gazing over towards the right fingertips. Gaze is soft or eyes are closed, keeping the knees stacked and both shoulders grounded on the earth. Breathing here. Inhaling back through center, squeezing the knees back into the chest, and exhale, taking it to the other side. The knees come over to the right. You can place the right hand on the outside of the left thigh to help deepen the twist, and gazing over the left arm. Again, eyes can be closed, making sure the knees are stacked and that both shoulders are grounded on the earth. Breathing here. the next inhale, coming back through center and just taking one last squeeze of the knees into the chest. And then releasing the legs out long, coming into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. Arms are down by the sides, palms facing towards the sky. Again, shoulders rolling back and down, allowing the body to sink into the earth. Returning to the breath as we inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. Allowing the body to soften into the earth, softening through the skin of the face, softening through the eyebrows, the cheeks, the jaw, softening through the mouth, softening through the ears and down the neck, and bringing the awareness to the shoulders and the upper back, again allowing them to sink into the earth, releasing any tension in the arms, in the wrists, in the hands and the fingertips, softening through the ribs and the mid-back, and bringing the awareness down to the hips again, allowing them to sink into the earth. Bringing the awareness down the thighs, allowing them to soften, relaxing through the backs of the knees, the calves, the ankles, and finally the feet, remaining here in our Shavasana. Start to gently bring some awareness back to the breath and back to the body, gently wriggling through the fingertips and the toes, and allowing that movement to grow, moving through the wrists and the ankles, maybe rocking through the arms and the legs, massaging the head on the mat, maybe taking a full body stretch, and slowly rolling over onto your right side in a fetal position, taking a few breaths here. Again, nice, slow and controlled. Slowly taking your time as you rise back up into a cross-legged seated position. Bringing the hands to the knees. As you inhale, reaching the hands up to the sky, gaze towards the fingertips, and exhale the hands through prayer pose to heart center. Bringing the hands up to the third eye, and bowing down to Mother Earth before returning to heart center. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. If so, please leave a like, maybe a comment or a subscribe, or even share it with a friend.